All right, fellas, it's time for another update on what's going on with Assembly Bill 210 in California. That's the bill to get the smog exemption year bumped up to 1982 from 1976. Today is also the day that the new Star Wars film comes out, so we're actually going to call this video Smog Wars Episode 4 A New Hope, because why not? Everyone else is doing Star Wars themed stuff today, so why not us? So here's where we are with the Californians for Classic Car Smog Exemptions Facebook group. Currently, the group is at 1,164 members as of this morning. So basically, since the first video I made, this is actually the fourth video I've made regarding Assembly Bill 210. Since the first one, we've actually increased by 1,000 members. As well as there's an online petition that was actually set up by one of the members of the group. That petition is currently just shy of 8,500 signatures. So if you're one of the people that actually did the online petition and didn't send a letter, now's a good time to actually send a letter to your local assembly person and or the Assembly Transportation Committee in Sacramento. I believe if you go to the California Assembly website, there's actually like a form you can fill out that automatically sends a message in, and you can note that you want this bill to go through. Lately, we've been doing a good job spreading the word, obviously, as the group has been growing. I think 1164 is really good, considering we're a group that's pushing through one specific type of legislation in one specific state. Which I consider that to be a huge achievement. How have we been spreading the word? Now, of course, there's a lot of word of mouth. A lot of people send the group to other people on Facebook, and they join. Lately, we actually started making flyers. I handed out a bunch of flyers at the Radwood SoCal show. I made flyers that even have a handy QR code, so someone can just take their phone and take a picture of the QR code, and it'll send them right to the group. As well as we've been posting ads on Craigslist. There's a member of the group that's been posting ads on Craigslist, and I think that's gotten us a few extra members as well, people that would really like to see the smog year get bumped up. I actually went to SEMA, so I think even if any of you saw my SEMA video, I was going to give an update. We had a meeting with the Association of California Car Clubs at the SEMA event. There was a couple speakers. There was SEMA Action Network Director Colby Martin. He spoke for a while, as well as California Assembly member Tim Grayson. They both talked about getting legislation through that benefits people who like cars and car enthusiasts. They didn't specifically mention Assembly Bill 210. Unfortunately, they mostly talked about the exhaust bill that was so in the news that they managed to get overturned to make it just a fix-it ticket again instead of having to go through a smog referee. I think I talked about that in the last video, so I'm not going to delve into it too much. And there's probably a billion videos online about the exhaust noise bill out there. As well as Bill Adams from the Association of California Car Clubs. He actually invited me to this meeting. He spoke, and he mentioned more about Assembly Bill 210. There is some talk of trying to get it rewritten as a 35-year rolling exemption. I don't know what that entails. I don't know if it's going to happen. Obviously, that's what most people are pushing for. They would like to see it go to a rolling exemption so that every X number of years we don't have to go in there and try to get the year bumped up to exempt more vintage cars as they get older. Other news, Washington State actually got rid of their emissions testing completely. So even newer cars don't get emissions tested there. A lot of states in the country have gotten rid of their emissions testing, mostly because I think a lot of states, their emissions testing were actually run by the state, and so it became probably a cost burden for them. Of course, in California, when they created the smog check program, they had all these privately owned smog check stations that repair shops and mechanic shops to handle all that. So I think it might be a little bit harder here. Also, North Carolina, they recently bumped their testing to a 20-year rolling exemption. It was at 25, so it went to 20. I'm guessing the rationale behind that is to exempt anything that was left over that was pre-OBD2, because I imagine, it's easier for them, especially if their testing's run by the state, not by private companies or private mechanic shops, to just have it as OBD2, since it's just a plug-in and it tells you if it fails. So there is a little bit of a something there that other states have begun to even more exempt older cars and cars altogether from emissions testing. Obviously, I don't see that happening in California, so but it would be nice to see it go to at least a 35-year rolling exemption in California. Now, looking forward to January, the bill, Assembly Bill 210, is still expected to be read in the California Assembly, is expected to come up. I don't know if it's going to be rewritten as a 35-year rolling bill or not. Hopefully, I get at least a few days' notice, and what I'll do then is I'll make another video, and of course, I'll post in the group that it's happening, and I'm hoping we can get a decent group of individuals to show up and to show their support for Assembly Bill 210. But if you can't make it, make sure you send a letter, send an email, get your friends to do the same, and join the group so you know exactly what's going on if you're on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified when my videos are uploaded. So until next time, that's pretty much all I have for you right now on Assembly Bill 210.